Now it's time for the last heat for senior Rotax. It's groups A and C. Here is your starting grid. Mitch Haynett will be joined by Tommy van der Stoys on the front row, with Julian Klosman and Jaden Teen on row 2. Vincent van Kerkhoffen and Sverre Ubben making an all GKS row 3. Row 4, it's Robbie Slaughter and Jort van Wijk. Felipe Falk and Krik Knoren round out row number 5, completing the top 10. Lawrence Herboz and Lars Venink, that's row 6. Row 7, that is going to be the 348 of Ruben Verheyen, will be joined by Flynn Fitters. We've then got Dylan Visser and Bolowet, row 8. Milan Koch and Puck Gubbles, row 9. Mika van der Pavert and Lex Quintens round out the top 20. Taicho Mink, Giorgio Markenstein, Wouter Pole, and then we've got Max Costa, Martin Herrera, and then I think that's also Dylan Hummel with Stein Peters, Enzo van den Dickenberg, Simon Pierre, Mila Sjöstrand, Kaz Boshaus, and we've got the 323 of Wesley Eckhart, followed by Devian Host, Amber Christ and Neil Hendricks, rounding out the 35-strong grid. So the red lights are ignited once again on the starting gantry ahead of our last race of the morning's action before we go into the lunch break. Big thank you to everyone that has watched so far. For those wondering, the races have been recorded live as they've happened. They are being uploaded into a playlist which you can watch at any time at your leisure, be it on your smartphone, your tablet, or your computer, whether it be a personal computer, laptop, desktop. Doesn't matter. You can watch it anywhere in the world you want to, absolutely free. Okay. Revs rise as they hit the tram lines. Lights are out. First time, and we are underway. Haynett and van der Stoys lead the field going through into turns 1 and 2. Klosman gets through. Teen gets through. Van der Stoys uses the runoff area. One of the GKS carts goes off on the grass, coming out of the runoff area. Got a bit too close for comfort. They're nearly 3 abreast towards the back end of the field, coming through out of turns 4 and 5. Again, this is one of the big pinch points. It can be 3-4 abreast. If you're on the outside coming out of turn 6 onto the Europalan, you are one of those drivers that could come into strife very, very quickly indeed. But as we saw in the first heat of the weekend, Mitch Haynett is leading the way, but Jaden Teen in second. Tommy van der Stoys, Julian Klosman round out the top 4 as they come out of turn number 11. Ubben and van Kerkhoffen running in GKS formation as the drivers come across the line. Haynett leads by over half a second from Teen. Van der Stoys, Klosman, Robbie Slaughter, Vincent van Kerkhoffen in 6th ahead of Sverre Ubben. Krik Knoren, Felipe Falk and Jort van Wijk currently round out the top 10. Top 10 covered by just under 3 3/4 seconds. As the majority of the field makes their way down the Europalan at turn 6 to 7. Some drivers again jockeying for position. I think around about top 12, bottom part of the top 12. Probably anywhere between maybe 12th to 20th position. There is some fighting going on. Battle lines have very much been drawn. So we can come round the final corner to complete another lap. Haynett still leads, but it's by just over 2.5 tenths of a second ahead of Jaden Teen. Van der Stoys and Klosman round out the top 4, covered by just under 0.59 of a second. Robbie Slaughter holding station a little bit further back in 5th. Sverre Ubben now past teammate Vincent van Kerkhoffen. Van der Stoys has just lost out 3rd place to Klosman, as there's the change for the race lead through turn 7. Jaden Teen through on Mitch Haynett. And Haynett's going to lose another position. And that was through turn number 9. So Klosman making that move. And it was easier than, it was just as easy as taking candy off of a baby by the 3.73. Teen leads after the next lap. Half a second is the gap between Teen and Klosman. Van der Stroy's third. Stordeur and Haynett now round out the top 5. Sverre Ubben was just over 0.6 of a second behind the 3.10 and might have an opportunity to try and get past the driver on the bright high-vis chassis. Also, TB Kart these days has a UK importer now, not called TB Kart, but I have to give a shout out to Matty Street and the team at X-Kart, using the TB chassis to great effect in the UK karting scene. So all 35 drivers still running after 3 3/4 minutes. But Jaden Teen still holding on to the race lead after 4 laps. Mitch Haynett looking very, very closely, looking at a move up the inside of, more than likely, that is Robbie Stordeur just in front. Now that is Tommy van der Stroys, and the chains come off. The chains come off. I wondered what that was on the right-hand side. Van der Stroys is out of the race. Disaster for the 354. Not exactly what he wanted there. If he's just hit a curb a bit too aggressively, or it's just ended up getting a little bit loose. He was at full speed coming out of turn 6, and then the kart just slowed. Just rapidly, as soon as you lose that sprocket, you lose that chain, yeah, it came out from the right rear. And there is the 317 of Robbie Stordeur, losing to both Mitch Haynett and Sverre Ubben. So yellow flags at turn 6 because of the fact that they have. Now I'm sure that Tommy will have been escorted to safety, but a real shame for the young man as Sverre Ubben through on Mitch Haynett. That is a change for 4th. And you've got the likes of Krik Knuren, Vincent van Kerkhoffen, Lawrence Herboz that aren't that far behind either. So this is going to be a real squabble in the final 4 minutes and 20, plus 2 additional laps. Haynett through, so is Stordeur. So Ubben drops to 5th. Then there's Krik Knuren, Vincent van Kerkhoffen and Lawrence Herboz. Borlouet, in the meantime, has already gotten past Jort van Wijk for 9th place. So Tommy van der Stroys unfortunately becomes the first casualty. Vincent van Kerkhoffen gets through on Krik Knuren at turn 7. And that is the change for 6th place. Herboz is there. Loet and Van Wijk have also closed in. So whilst people have been squabbling, others have been able to close on in with them. Jaden Teen at the moment with now 7 laps completed of this final senior Rotax heat. Has got a lead of just under 0.6 of a second ahead of Klosman. Haynett. There's Ubben and Stordeur battling over 4th place going through turn 2. Van Kerkhoffen, Herboz, Knuren, Loet, Van Wijk. Then you've got a little bit, you've got one kart slowing through out of turn 2. So someone has come into strife and is going to tumble down the order significantly. So we've already had Tommy van der Stroys' chain go as he came out of turn number 6 not that long ago. But somebody else has really not had a great day or a great final heat. 2 minutes and 35 seconds, plus 2 laps remain. So Teen, Klausman, Heine, Uben, Storder, Herboz, Van Kerkhoffen, Loet, Van Wyk, Knoren drops to 10th. And I'm just waiting for a few more drivers to cross the line. That will give me the indication as to who just had a drama out of turn. Right, it's Lex Quintons that had the drama, 389. Devin Horst, who didn't have a good first heat, bent back axle on the CRG. Hasn't stopped him from moving significantly up the order. He's up now from 20, well, sorry. Debian Horst actually started all the way down in 33rd position and has made up 16 places. Sverre Uben now pulls the trigger, goes up the inside at turn 2 on Mitch Hainert. Robbie Storder thought there was an opportunity, tried to stick his nose up in there and could not get through. Debian Horst, no surprise here. Fastest lap of the race now set, 55.052 by the 3:45. But Jaden Teen will pretty much put himself at the sharp end of the field come the final later on this afternoon. So 3 more laps to go. We head on to lap 11 as the timer was at around about 42 seconds when Jaden Teen crossed the line. Sverre Uben leading the pack that are gunning for 3rd place. They're about 3.1 seconds behind Julian Klausman, who is in P2. And, oh, well, we've also had, along with Tommy van der Stroys, Mila Sjöstrand is out of the race on lap 6. But there is one of the Dams racing carts having to fight a little bit. Could be, I think that's Boloet in the 3:24. Timer has expired. 2 laps to go. And Jaden Teen has a lead of just over a second ahead of Julian Klausman. There is going to be a change happening. Looks like Robbie Storder has got through on Boloet. As Mitch Hainert, in his own right, is closing in on the driver in front. 3-way scrap behind with Boloet, Piggy in the middle. I think there's a little bit of a glance between them, as in glancing blow, but no harm, no foul. So Robbie Storder and Jort van Wyk find themselves ahead of Boloet as the last lap board goes out for the 3rd and final heat for seniors, seen by Jaden Teen from the Netherlands in the 3:59. He's nearly 1.1 seconds up the road from Julian Klausman. Sverre Uben continues to round out the top 3. Lawrence Herboz, Mitch Hainert rounds out the top 5. Looks like Lex Quintons in the meantime has dropped all the way from 20th to 33rd. Not too sure if that kart may make it to the checkered, considering a significant drop, as it is getting a bit feistier between these 3. Van Wyk in the middle, Storder up ahead, and Loet just behind. So this is the battle for 6th, 7th and 8th. Could come down to the wire. But in the meantime, out of the final corner, 2 wins from 2 heats puts Jaden Teen on provisional pole position for the top 36 final later on. Julian Klausman finishes just under 0.8 of a second behind. In P2, Sverre Uben 3rd, Lawrence Herboz, Mitch Hainert, Robbie Storder, Jort van Wyk, Boloet Felipe Falk and Mika van der Parvet round out the top 10 positions. Ruben Verheyen in 11th, Krik Knuren, Vincent van Kerkhoffen, Milan Kok and Devin Rost round out the top 15. Devin Rost making up 18 positions to finish in 15th. Started 33rd. Puck Gubbles, Wouter Polly, Martin Herrera, Lars Venning and Giorgio Markenstein round out the top 20. Miel Hendricks up from 35th to 21st at the checkered ahead of Dylan Visser, Flynn Fitters, Tai Cho Ming, Stein Peters, Kaz Boshaus, Max Costa, Dylan Hummel, Enzo van den Dickenberg, Simon Pierre, Amber Quist, Wesley Eckhart and Lex Quintons rounding out the drivers that finished the race. Lap 6, Milos Jostrand out, Tommy van der Sloy's Rogue Chain leaving the chassis meant he would retire on lap 4.